What's up, y'all? It's your girl Maja back at it again with another YouTube video, and in this video we're gonna be talking about how I bought my own car at 16. Y'all stay tuned. Alright, so y'all, first off, if you are 16 or young, please don't rush the process. Everything happens for a reason. Be intentional with the car that you buy, because this car is either going to be really good to you or really bad to you, and it's up to you which lane you want to pick. You know what I'm saying? So don't just be impatient and just try to hurry up and buy a car, because I promise you, you don't want those issues. Car issues dead. Because once you get a car, you realize how much you rely on it. So make sure you get a good car and you set yourself up correctly. So now we got that out of the way, we can move on to how I did it. Alright, so first comes first. You can't buy anything without a job. So number one, get a good stable job. You want a job that's gonna pay at least nowadays, because with prices going up, at least $11 an hour. You can make some shake with that, you know what I'm saying? Really, your target area is 13, but if you can get something with 11, you can make that shake and just save it. If you're 16, you really shouldn't have no bills for real, like that are just running you for your pockets just yet. And that was my other thought process whenever I bought my car. I knew I was young, I knew I didn't have any bills, I knew that if I was going to pay for a car, it's going to be a car of quality, because I can do that right now. Why would I wait until 20, 21 trying to buy a car, but try to buy the car that I want when I would have bills by then? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it clicking? Like, I just knew it would probably be smarter to buy the car that I wanted at that time, because I didn't have no bills. You know what I'm saying? Got it, cool, good. Me personally, I worked as a server. I was making at least 20 an hour. So it's like I was making good money. And then also I was working while I was in school, so I was doing the work program. But even if you don't do work program, a good 4 to 6 hours every day, you know, that you can make some shake with that. The biggest thing, which is what I'm going to go into next, is budgeting. You want to make sure you budget and be intentional with your budget. Like, I saved more than half of my checks to go into getting my car, because I really wanted it. I had to sacrifice things like getting my nails done. Everybody around me was getting their nails done, had their hair done, was buying these things and buying these things, but I didn't do that because I knew there was something better that I wanted. So I was just being patient and trusting the process. So as I'm saving, I probably saved like 75% of my checks went to my car. And I ended up saving at like a little bit over $5 grand, and I was like, okay, I can get something shaking with this. So when I had the $5 grand saved up, which goes into the next thing, you want to start knowing what you want, you know, what type of car you want. This is when you're going to start searching. Okay, now that I have the money, I need to think smart about how I'm going to spend the money. So 2, 3, yeah, I can't count. 3 is know what you want. So for me, I knew I didn't want to ride in no hoopty. I knew that I wanted a good, reliable car that was going to last me until 22, like the age of 22. And I knew I could do that because of the type of money I was making, and that I would be able to sustain myself. Now, make the budget according to your income, not based off what I'm saying. Your income, make it off that, and be intentional with where you put your money. and do research. Do research on what type of cars are good, what cars aren't good, what cars best work for you. Like for me, I knew I needed a push start because I always forget everything. You know how many times I done locked my keys in my car, but I can't lock my key in my car because I have a push start? Stuff like that. That's what you need to know about yourself, because those is the moments where you're gonna be like, dang, I wish I should have got this instead of this. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you know what you want and you're intentional with what you're getting. So I knew that I wanted a good car that was gonna last me. I knew that I wanted a push start, and I knew I wanted to be fully covered. You know, I didn't want to have to worry about my car breaking down on the side of the road and not having any type of protection over that. So with that mindset, when I was finding a car, which goes to the next thing, for looking for your car, I looked on OfferUp and I looked at dealerships. I didn't single one out just because of how much money I had. I just was looking. I just kept my options open. OfferUp does have good cars, but it's very rare, and like people on OfferUp, they love to just sell you something because they don't care about you. They're never going to see you again. So they're willing to sell you a car that has transmission issues. They're willing to sell you a car that has tail damage. And unless you sitting here like actually going and looking at the car and asking these questions and getting them inspected and stuff, you'll never know. So I say be very careful when you're buying a car from someone and not a dealership. Because they'll rig you if you let them. They'll rip you off. And OfferUp wasn't really offering nothing. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't about nothing. I done looked at about 1,500 cars on OfferUp. No luck. You know, I'm looking at the mileage. I feel like a good mileage is like 35 to 40. And then like most cars have been wrecked. I didn't want no car that's been wrecked. I was just very picky, so I ended up buying my car from a dealership. I bought it from Enterprise. It's a rental car place, but they also sell cars. And one thing about Enterprise, their cars have to be up to par legally. Like they cannot sell bad cars. The cars that they sell are cars that they had people rent, but they don't need them anymore. So they just sell them. So they're good cars because people are traveling with these cars most of the time. So most of the time it is used, but not to the point where it's like, oh, you got like 100,000 miles on it. Nah, like I bought my car at like 32,000 miles. So yeah, it's like you just gotta look for real. And I knew I had a budget. My budget was like under 20 grand. I wasn't gonna pay more than 20 grand for a car, not for my first car. That was the plan. And then once I realized, okay, I want to push start, I want it to be 2011 and up, and I want it to be fully covered. And what else did I want? I wanted it all. I'm not gonna lie. That's why it took me so long to find my car, but I'm so glad I was being patient and didn't just settle, because if I would have just settled, I probably would have had more issues. And y'all, my little Betty ain't never broke down on me, ain't never had no like real bad issues. So I'm really blessed to say that I bought the car at a good time, and I was patient enough, and I was praying about it too, like about finding a car, because people say it's not that deep, but when you have a car, it is that deep. Because if I'm in deep element and my car stopped working, we have a problem, a serious problem. So once I found the car that I wanted, I was like, okay, where do I go from here? I need to know the process of buying a car. So I basically just sat with the dealership people, and they kind of just explained to me like all these things that you need. And I ended up realizing that I needed somebody to co-sign on my car. And so I ended up having my mom do it. She co-signed, basically meaning that she owns the car as well, but it's in your name. Your name is the main title on it. You know what I'm saying? My car note is not expensive. It was like $222 a month, which is nothing nowadays. And then I also had to think about paying for insurance and paying for like the taxes that were added on, and then also the warranty that came with it. So all those things come into play. So you want to make sure that you have enough money to be able to pull that out if needed. You never want to buy a car if you don't have enough to pay for insurance. If you never want to buy a car with too much of a monthly payment, if you know that's not what you can stand. Why are you buying a car that's $300 a month if you don't even make 200, if you don't even make 150 in a week? Or that's not realistic. If you don't even make 150 in 2 weeks.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, be smart with your money. Like, don't be stupid. Don't just be out here trying to buy a BMW if you know you can't afford that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be for real with yourself. Don't set yourself up like that. And don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Like, do what works for you. And yeah. So, bada bang. I ended up putting like $5 grand down to my car. So my car in total was 15 grand. I put down 5, so that means I only had 10 grand to pay off the rest of that. Now what they don't tell you, this is a key gem that I'm gonna drop, and I need y'all to listen, because I wish somebody would have told me this sooner and my car would have been paid off faster. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you have a payment plan and you're financing, or you take out a loan and you're financing your car, you have a car note, you have your principal and then you have your interest. Your principal is actually paying for the car. The interest is paying the bank. The longer you take to pay the bank, the more money they're gonna take. They basically saying like, I'm gonna make you pay this much extra because it's taking you this much longer to pay me back. You know what I'm saying? So the longer it takes for you to pay off that car, you're gonna have to keep paying interest. So let's say my note was due, my car note was due on the 30th. They would bill me $219 every day until the 30th, and then they'll add that on to my car note payment, if that makes sense. So if I paid $222, half of that was going towards interest and half of that was going to paying off my car. But it was harder for me to pay off my car because so much of that money was going into interest and not my actual car note.
The ghetto. The ghetto.
So when I finally realized that I rigged the system, I started paying way more than what my car, than what I had to pay. I started paying like $500 every 2 months. I mean, every 2 weeks to try to get my car paid off. And what that did was make the interest go down because I'm putting in payments, you know, every 2 weeks. And then it's not small payments, it's big payments. So it's like, okay, now they taking like $60 to interest, and the rest of that $500 is going to my car payment. So that was bumping my payment down. And so if you keep doing that, you'll pay off your car in no time. But that's something nobody tells you. But I'm here to save the day. You're welcome. And y'all leave some comments, like, if none of this is making sense, please let me know, because we need to get this figured out, you know what I'm saying? So once I got my car co-signed and I learned how to pay it off, that's when the fun stuff starts coming in. Y'all, I got my car. I thought it was somebody. You couldn't mess with me. You couldn't mess with me. I decorate the inside, got rhinestones. I'll put some pictures here, somewhere, here, or here, somewhere on the screen. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So number 1 is to get a job. Number 2, make a plan. Number 3, know what car you want. Number 4, have a reliable source. And number 5, get someone to co-sign. Number 6, get your budget together and make sure you know what you're spending your money on. And then finally, number 7, have fun with it and enjoy your car. So I really hope this helps somebody. If y'all want me to go more into detail, just let me know. I just didn't want this video to be super long. But my Instagram is open. Y'all can DM me if y'all need any tips or tricks or whatnot. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope I helped somebody a little bit here in this video. If y'all know anybody trying to buy a car, send them this video, connect them with me, and I got them. I swear I do. So send it to your little sister, to your cousin, send it to your dog. I don't care what you do, just send it, show love, please. Thank you. And like and comment, and I'll see y'all next video. Bye.